Good afternoon and a warm welcome to Follow Me to Africa. I am Judith Diakanyo and we are still talking about Beatrice Achaleke's birthday. Yes, Beatrice Achaleke's birthday on the 1st of March as she turns 46.
Why is it?
46! So we are talking all things celebrations, all things birthdays. And if you have missed out, I would advise you to go look for those sequences so you can catch up because you have missed out on a lot of things. Beatrice is not receiving this year. Well, she is receiving, but she's not only receiving, she is also giving forward. So we are now talking about the third giving forward package, which is get your pajamas ready and get your story ready. We are talking about the Bedtime
Stories book party.
Yes, elaborate more. What is that? What is that all about?
Judith, I'm so happy to be back on the continent, the continent of storytellers. And it's a the tradition of storytelling is very much African. And I want to revive that storytelling tradition. I'm a storyteller, and I think each one of us, we all tell stories in life. When you drink, you're telling a story. When you put on a dress, you're telling a story. When you're eating, you're telling a story. But the difference between that everyday story and real storytelling, that, like we know from our grandparents, stories that carry tradition, lessons, history, knowledge, and all what you can think about, is that you have to tell it in a structured way. The way you tell your story determines the way people perceive you. And the way people perceive you determine massively what you get in return, be it in your private or your professional life. So the storytelling night, the book party, is just to revive the storytelling culture in a way that we intend to invite people. Come with your stories that have inspired you, stories that have moved you, stories that have helped you reconcile something in your life, stories that have helped you move forward, stories that you like to share with someone else. We are having a bedtime story night. I want all of you who are in Johannesburg and who want to join this bedtime story to check on Facebook, check out on my Facebook page and register for the bedtime stories. We're going to tell you when and where exactly this is going to take place. It will be on the Facebook page, and it's all going to be bedtime stories. Put on your pajamas, bring your sleeping bag with you, pack your dinner if you want, and get something to drink. It's very, very hot in Johannesburg right now, and come with a good story. We're telling stories all night long, and we're dancing in between, we're singing in between, we're having fun in between, we're eating in between, everything that we do in Africa.
Wow.
It's going to be a book story party night.
Now, to those that aren't too sure about how bedtime story nights work, does it end somewhere after midnight or is it until the next morning? How does it normally work?
We're very spontaneous. It's going to depend on you. If you could bring good spirits and good stories, we're going to tell the stories until the next morning. So it's going to depend on the number of registration. By the way, we're limiting this bedtime story session to not more than 20 people.
Okay.
So if you want to be in, be very fast. Register quickly. 20 people, and you can sleep in my garden. Bring your knapsack, just like I said, we're partying until in the morning. If you want to go at midnight, it's up to you. But if you want to stay until breakfast, we can still have storytelling at breakfast. So we are very open and flexible.
Wow. And then, is each story limited? Do you have a time limitation to it, or can I just tell as much as I want to?
No. We have rules.
Okay.
We're telling the story in the Globunto mindset. You tell your story in 18 minutes, not more than 18 minutes. And your story has to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And that is, the beginning has to be something about I am. The middle has to do with something about we are. And the end has to have something to do with I am because we are. It's all in the spirit of the African philosophy of Ubuntu.
Interesting. So I'm sure you heard that at home. Get your story ready. Cut it down to 18 minutes. Make sure your story doesn't take the whole night. And
Other people have stories to
other
tell.
people have
so-
stories to tell.
And I know you want to listen to other stories, so cut your story to
18 minutes. And definitely, like Beatrice said, bring a bag full of lively spirits and excitement. That was just an update on the third bringing forward birthday package. Don't miss out. We're going to talk about the next package.